Back to the top story we are tracking here on DD India News Hour, that of the maritime tensions between China and the Philippines in the South China Sea. Joining me is my colleague Laura Westbrook, who is in Hong Kong. Laura, why are the tensions escalating between the two countries in question, and what's the root cause of it all?
Yes, well, we've just heard reports today from China's Coast Guard that it claims that a Philippine ship has bumped into it in these disputed waters in the South China Sea. Now, this comes after on Saturday, China's Coast Guard said that it's implemented these new rules that allows its Coast Guard to detain foreigners in the South China Sea. It says that foreign ships that illegally entered China's territorial waters and adjacent waters may be detained. And this also comes after the Philippines on Saturday submitted a legal filing to the United Nations for its own maritime entitlement to an extended continental shelf in the disputed waters. It also said the defense minister also says that they will be looking to take measures to protect the fishermen in the South China Sea. This is an extremely important waterway. Trillions of dollars of trade pass through it every year. It's also an extremely important fishing waterway as well. China claims almost all the South China Sea, but the Philippines and other countries also have these competing claims. And as we've seen in recent days and even in recent weeks, there has been this sort of escalating tension between these two sides, between the Philippines and China, with both sides being increasingly assertive in their claims in the South China Sea.
Now, talking about this latest provocation or a flashpoint, as it were, Laura, is there any truth at all to China's latest claims, and has Manila responded to these claims yet?
So this is coming from China's state media that has said that has claimed that a Philippine ship has bumped into one of its ships in this disputed South China Sea. We've not heard yet from the Philippines, but we'll wait and watch to hear. But this really is sort of the latest in these increasingly tense and frequent encounters between these two sides. We've seen the Chinese Coast Guard use water cannon. They've also had collisions with Philippine vessels. That has also injured some Philippine fishermen and Philippine people as well on those ships. And we have also heard from the G7 over the weekend, where they said that they criticized these dangerous incursions by China in the waterway. China, though, has defended these new Coast Guard rules that allows it to detain foreigners that it says are illegally trespassing in its waters. It says that these were better intended to better uphold order at the sea, saying that it has been that its limits have been, it has limits to its restraint in the South China Sea. But we really are seeing a more assertive Philippines, especially with the backing of the United States. President Marcos has said that he will defend his sovereignty in the South China Sea. And we've also heard from the defense minister over the past week, who has said that China's claims represent an existential threat to existential threat in these contested waters. So this really is an issue that looks like it's not going away, and the worry for many and the looming threat is that these increasingly combative encounters could escalate into something bigger.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thank you, Laura. That was Laura Westbrook reporting from Hong Kong.